December 2009, Stephen Monjeza and Tiwonge Chimbalanga got engaged publicly. The next year in May, they were found guilty of carnal knowledge, sentenced to 14 years in prison with hard labor. The international community was up in arms. A South African filmmaker, Sara, decided to tell their story.
The gay issues in Africa are scary because they're a tool that politicians use, in many ways to divert attention away from their governance issues. But what it does is perpetuate homophobia.
Documentary filmmaking can be a challenge. Desperate to get a glimpse of Stephen and Tiwonge, who were isolated during the trial, she took a risk, defying the ban on cameras in the courtroom.
We were detained while we were shooting. It was pretty terrifying, actually.
In South Africa, there's more tolerance. In KwaZulu-Natal, 2 young men were married in a traditional African ceremony this year. Blecher feels it's a start, but it doesn't deal with the discrimination on the ground.
Well, I think that's great. I think people have to break down barriers, and I think more gay people are murdered in South Africa than anywhere else in the world. And yet, on the other hand, we have this incredibly liberal constitution. And I think that's one of the issues that the film really tackles. And if the laws are too far ahead of where people's perceptions are, then people disobey, they take the law into their own hands.
2 Men and a Wedding is being screened at the Tri-Continental Film Festival. The festival is the only one on the African continent dedicated to issues of social, political, and human rights issues. Sara Blecher, Johannesburg.
News that moves. eNCA.com.